Hi lovely souls, my name is Samantha James. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we have a pick a card for you, and it's going to be who is watching you and why. In the age of social media and Instagram stories and all that fun stuff, there is a lot of stalkers, and then I feel like recently there is a lot of fake accounts. There's like a word for it. Fake account, finsta, like a finsta, yeah. And I don't know, it's kind of a weird culture. So I think it's interesting to figure out why they're watching you, what's up, what are they thinking, you know, is it good, is it bad, is it what is it? You know, we're gonna just get the tea pretty much. So we have 3 piles for you today. We have pile number 1 with the, I forgot what this is. I think this is pink aventurine. Don't quote me on that. I know for sure that number 2 is white aventurine. And aventurine is usually green, so it's actually really cool. And then we have this pink lace agate for pile number 3. All right, you guys, so I did want to say up front, I don't usually make announcements in my intro, but I felt like it was necessary. For the people complaining about the volume, I'm sorry, there's just nothing else I can do. Let me show you something. Boom, a whole ass mic. So if you still can't hear me in this empty room with these great acoustics, I have a mic, then you're gonna have to find another tarot reader who speaks like this, super loud all the time in the camera, which I'm not gonna do because I've had a lot of throat health issues. I was just in the hospital a day ago, and I'm just not gonna put myself through that. There's a lot of people who can hear me. I can hear myself just fine when I play my videos over. In fact, I can't even put the max volume on because it's a little cringy. So if you are complaining about the volume, then you know, move along, find another tarot reader. I could name 5 gazillion tarot readers that talk in a very hushed whisper. So if you're complaining about me, I cannot imagine the other complaints you have towards other people. And I don't usually like to make these kind of announcements at all, but I just have been getting them so often that I'm gonna address it. I have a lot of problems right now with my throat, to the point where I've ended up in the hospital. So it is something that I would declare as a very sensitive subject to me, and I am, with the microphone, doing my best effort to project. I'm in an empty room. There are great acoustics. I've worked in much worse environments where the dishwasher was going off, just too much was going on. But yeah, so that is just my announcement. If you can't hear me, then you know, check your device or move along, but I don't want to hear it from you. In the meantime, however, we have 3 piles, so if you are new to pick a cards, what you're going to do is pause the video and figure out whichever pile or crystal you're drawn to the most. Go down below in the description box, find your timestamp, and I will see you all at your reading. Hello, group number 1, welcome. All right, so if you chose this mysterious, I think pink aventurine, this is for you. So we're gonna put that to the side. I have pre-shuffled some of your oracle. I haven't done all of your tarot, or I haven't done your tarot at all. What am I even saying? I haven't done some of your oracle. We're gonna pull some astrological signs because I wanna figure out, maybe pinpoint who this person is that's stalking you. And then we're gonna do some tea leaf oracle, which is always really fun. And you will have the option to extend. The extension is gonna be, what is their impression of you? Like, what comes to mind first when they see you, when they stalk you? You know, what are they thinking about you in that way? Now, dependent on who we pick up on, is it an ex? Is it a crush? Is it a friend? Is it a past friend? You know, we're gonna kind of like navigate the extended that way. So that's gonna be linked down below if you guys are interested in it. But in the meantime, let's get into it. And then if you guys missed my intro, I want to say up front, you know, I'm not going to apologize for the volume because that would be me apologizing for something that I'm not sorry for. I'm working my best to project. I have a microphone. I'm in an empty room with acoustics. If you still can't hear me after all my effort, you're going to have to find another tarot reader rather than, you know, sending me hate. because I'm just putting my foot down. I hate even addressing hate. I think it just comes and goes. It's really stupid. And there is a lot more support and love on this channel than there is hate. But I'm going to address this one just because I have been suffering pretty severely with my health, specific to my throat and my lymph nodes. So if you still can't hear me, I'm sorry. You're going to have to enjoy some free content elsewhere. But for those of you who can hear me just fine, welcome to your reading. Group number 1. Let's get into it. Let's talk about who is stalking you, watching you, and why. So I wanted to pull a lot of self-care oracle because I think this gives you like a vibe of like what about you is so like attractive, or what about you makes people curious, you know, especially if you guys are with it with your spirituality and your self-care and all that stuff. We have number 32, escapist. Come home to yourself. We have number 22, library. Take control of your own narrative. I pulled a lot of these little prison oracle cards because I love them. So let's see what we got here. We got passion, movement, creativity, abundance, and illumination. Are we in frame still is the question. Totally not in frame. Okay, are we in frame now? Okay. All right, and then I pulled some more self-care. We have your reality is a reflection of your inner world. Keep your thoughts positive. Practice feng shui, create a sacred space. All right, we have health, envy, happiness. Lots of color going on. We have material and spiritual prosperity. We have base chakra, which is your root chakra, and we have intuition. All right, I hope we are all in frame here. Sort of, kind of. We're like a little crooked. Okay, so why are we crooked? Okay, so who is watching you and why? That's a good question. Who is watching you? Let me pull some astrological oracle and we can try and give you guys a hint as to who this person is. I kind of am getting a feeling as to why, but I still don't know who. I'm gonna have to pull some tarot as well. So we have Mercurius, which is ruled over Gemini and Mercury, Gemini and Virgo, my bad. We have Libra. So this person could be a Libra, Gemini, Virgo. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. All right, let's pull some tarot. Who is stalking / watching? Group number 1. Why? We have the Ace of Wands. We have Temperance. We have the Sun and the 2 of Wands. Okay. All right, so who? Said the owl. 6 of Wands. All right, I mean, she is. I don't know. Honestly, I am getting vibes that they are, I wouldn't even say a friend, but could be a friend. Like, you just definitely have some admirers is the vibe. You know, you have some people that are looking at you that stalk you on social media. Maybe you have a big platform yourself. So you're already kind of out there and they're watching you. I'm not getting, like, I'm really not pinpointing a very specific person. This is such a generalization of like who could be watching you. And it is very positive in what they're thinking. I mean, yes, we have the envy card. There are definitely some people here that take it to the extreme and they're very obsessed with you and your lifestyle and they're very envious of it. But to focus more on the positive, I do feel like who is watching you is like, you have a big fan base with the Ace of Wands and you have fans quite literally, and they're watching you. And I think you also have a lot of admirers, like you have a lot of admirers of the same or opposite sex who are very sexually attracted to you. So they're also like crushing on you and they're very passionate about you, or you could be like in your single energy and you're like hooking up with this person or that person. They're all stuck in you all at once, or, you know, whatever it is. But I definitely feel like there's something about you that brings a passion out in people. Now, whether that passion is on purpose, like your platform is recognized for feeling that passion, you want people to pursue their dreams, you want to inspire them in some sort of way. Let's say you're in a spiritual community or something of that nature. So naturally, yes, people become very passionate when they watch you. But then I think also just there's something about your energy that's very magnetic, and it makes people overly passionate about you to a point of obsession where they're like, they want to know more. You're like the celebrity that has very low coverage and like not many people know much about you or your life, and like it's hard to like pinpoint you. So, you know, people get even more curious, I think, is the energy. With Temperance here and the Sun, I think with the Two of Wands, you tend to attract people who are culminating, you know, whether it's like I'm just going to use the spiritual community as an example. Let's say you're like a tarot card reader or an astrologer or something of that nature, and you have like this fan base, you tend to attract people that are sort of just coming into that illumination. They're just sort of coming into their awakening. And so with that Two of Wands in reverse, they're moving away from an energy of being very unsure and unsettled about their life, and they're coming into an energy where they're feeling like movement and progression and passion. And then they see you at the tail end of that, like material and spiritual prosperity, abundance, happiness, like oof, 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 like all that stuff. And they're like, holy shit, I could be just like group number one. So it's like inspiring and passionate. But with that Two of Wands in reverse, it's like you tend to show people like what success looks like. And that gets them very excited, honestly. And you seemed very balanced in your life. You also seem very intelligent with that Mercurius energy. And, you know, you guys could be big bookworms, or you could be, you know, just, you come off as like very informed, very intelligent. I think a lot of you also come off as someone who is a homebody, I would say. And not just a homebody like, oh, you never leave the house, but just like your home might be really beautiful. Like you might have that Taurian aspect to you, or that Libra aspect ruled by Venus, and like you like the finer things in life. You're very creative. Maybe you've shown people your home, or you've shown them glimpses of your home. Maybe, you know, your home is a reflection of something that you created, and you're trying to lead people towards that. Like I know like a big thing right now is like home decor, and like people are now creating like accounts dedicated to like how to do your console table for under $100, or, you know, but it's just kind of like it's creative and it's a transformation in its own right. And I think home is, you know, very important. Someday when I'm finished with my renovations, I'll give you guys a home tour, but I'm all about the home. Like everything in my home is super nice, not like in a braggy way, but just like I waited my whole life to be able to have something that was mine, and instead of dealing with like my parents' way of decor or whatever, like I just like hated how they did things in the house, and just like cringy as fuck. And so I was like so excited to finally have a place that was mine from head to toe, if that makes sense. But when I'm done with renovations, I'll, side note, walk you guys through my home. But I guess my point is it's a form of creation. It's a form of you creating your world and your reality. And so maybe people see that, they see little glimpses. Again, not too much though, because they want to know more. There's this energy of like, I want to know more about group number one. I want to know the secrets. Give me the secrets. But with that base chakra, I just really get home vibes. Root chakra, you're very rooted, you're very grounded, you're very secure, you're very spiritual, you're very abundant, prosperous. You're healthy, you're happy. I mean, what's not to want to watch? what's not to want to stalk? On top of it, you guys are fucking gorgeous. You have really beautiful features. Some of you guys have really snatched jawlines. Some of you guys have just a beautiful profile. Like, what the fuck? Some of you guys have like a buzz cut. Some of you have big curly hair, long hair, big curves, skinny, you know, whatever your body shape, size, or look is, skin color, whatever. it's gorgeous. You're glowing, you're owning it. It's beautiful, and it's a reflection of you and your beauty inside and out. And so people see that and they're interested in what you're buying, what you're wearing, all that. Whether you advertise it or not, people quite literally are watching you because they want to know more about you. I wouldn't doubt if you posted your outfit or this or that, you would get some like DMs like, where'd you get this? Or like, people want to know things about you. And I'm not seeing anything like here that says like you're mysterious, but I am getting the vibe that whether you're an open book or not, it's not enough for people. And that's why they watch you like all the time. It's because they want more. It's like if you were a magazine, they would subscribe, honey. So we have money path. A path of money is waiting for you to find it. And it seems like you have a lot of money, whether that's true or not, or whether it's like spiritually true and you're like, I'm an abundant being. But people seem to think like you're living lavish, or you're living in a lavish controlled environment, meaning you have those root chakra elements to you where it's not flaunty, it's humble, it's rooted to the ground, you're safe, you're comfortable. But there's something very wealthy and amazing about you is kind of what people are really drawn to. And then of course, if you are in the spiritual community, people do see you as someone who is very intuitive, who is very positive, who is leading a very creative and successful life, illuminating pathways for other people, taking control of your own narrative, coming home to yourself, being very healthy and honoring your physical vessel that enshrines your soul, like the whole thing. We have younger man. You might be involved with a younger man, or you are in a relationship, or you have a husband, or whatever it is, and you guys are both young. Or it could be a younger man is watching you. That's another thing. We have dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Yeah, it's just like you're killing it. We have abundance, material and spiritual prosperity. People are seeing you as a shashing. But with dolphin, I also feel like that represents intelligence as well. Like people think that you're very intelligent. I think dolphin also represents intuition and telepathic communication. So people think that you are really able to communicate. I think that whatever you guys do, you have this use of over your throat chakra. We have pin, new job or career. So this could be a new job or career that you're stepping into right now. Wow. Damn, group number 1, we have boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. I have so many of these cards in my hand too, and I'm shuffling them, and you guys are just getting like the money bags. Group number 1, hello, hi. You guys are doing your rituals, your abundance spells. We have June. Some of you could be born in June, or with that Gemini energy, you could know someone born in June. That's kind of part of the people who are stalking you or looking at you. Okay, we have goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I cannot with you. Group number 1, hello, you are just killing it. And side note, I do have another video coming through, and it's gonna be about blessings coming your way. So look out for that pretty soon, because you guys have some fucking blessings coming your way. We got love as well. So some of you guys are probably in love. And that's the thing about your group number 1. It's like, what can you do wrong? I think what people are really seeing is they're just like, group number 1 is spiritually happy, healthy, abundant, and spiritually prosperous. And then you like have love. You're like in love and you have a passionate lover or whatever it is. We have a son, maybe your man or your woman is like very, sexy and ripped, and you guys are like a fucking bomb ass couple, and everyone's just like, how do you have everything? Group number 1, what the heck? So it's like people are really just trying to take notes. I would not say that there is hate or evil eye energy. We have envy, which, I think is natural. But I would take envy with a grain of salt. I wouldn't really look too deep into that, especially when we have all these positive cards. It does seem like you're inspiring people more than you are making them envious. And I do think that inspiration versus envious energy comes from the fact that you guys are not flaunty. You're very humble. You're very grateful. You're very, you're sweet. You're good people. You're not like, oh, look at all my money. Look what I have. And then you don't teach them the secrets. You're kind of like, look at what I have, sort of, kind of. You don't really even say, look at what I have. but you're like, no, let me get you on this. Like, here is the plan, sis. We're gonna manifest this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. So you're like bringing people along with you on this journey to improve your life and transform and lead people towards success. And I think that is what is so freaking gorgeous about you. Group number 1. So I love this. I love you. We're going to extend this. The extension is going to be, you know, first impressions. What do people notice first about you versus now? So that is linked down below if you guys are interested in it. In the meantime, stay safe and stay healthy. I love you. I hope that resonated, and I will see you guys all at your next reading. Hello, group number 2. Welcome. If you chose the white aventurine, which is really cool because aventurine is usually green, this is for you. We're going to be talking about who is watching you and why. So I've already pre-shuffled your oracle. We will pull your tarot and some more oracle as well. And the extended is really cool. We're going to be talking about first impression. So what people kind of first think or see about you versus now. All right, so that's linked down below if you're interested in it. And then if you missed my announcement in the intro, the volume is what it is. I'm doing my best. And if you don't agree with it, then find another tarot card reader, please, because I'm done. You know, it's one thing to like be constructive and nice about it. It's another to be really hateful. And considering the fact I've been in and out of the hospital because of my throat, I mean, you know, there is free content throughout the whole YouTube sphere. If it ain't me, it'll be somebody else. Please go find them and stop complaining. Okay, let's get into it. So group number 2, number 14, Thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. Look how beautiful that is. I actually like really love this. We have number 11, Sun. Paint the sun back into your sky. So I pulled a lot of like different self-care oracles that I had because I felt like it started with that, or that would give me a good impression of like why they're watching you. We have the Prison oracle as well, which I love. We have Sweetness, Isolation, Space, Anxiety in reverse, and Ghost. I don't know if I want it in reverse. Okay. All right, we have Crown Chakra, Positive Movement Forward, Transformation, Empathy, Growth, Pride. And then we have Ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. And tune into your inner peace. All right, let me make sure we are all in frame. Yes, sort of, kind of. Okay. What, my baby? Hello. Nice to see you. Okay, so I think people are definitely watching you that, you know, who they are, I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull some tarot cards, but I'm getting the vibe that it is some of your friends, you know, whereas group number 1, I felt like, and you can be attracted to more than one group for sure in this reading, but I felt like group number 1 was like a general population. Maybe they had a platform or something and they had a lot of like fans. But for you guys, group number 2, I definitely feel like so far, I'm getting the vibe that this is like friends and family that might be watching you. I'm gonna pull some astrology oracle, and maybe that will help you guys figure out who these people are. We have Aries, so they could be an Aries. And then we have Leo. They could be a Leo as well, or they could have that in their chart. Look at Aries, just like totally stalking somebody. Okay, so you are definitely being watched for sure. I can say that. Let's pull your tarot cards and let me get more information for you. We have the Emperor in reverse to start. We have the Fool. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Knight of Swords or Page of Swords. I think that's the Page of Swords. And we have the Moon. Okay. So, group number 2. I feel like your friends are watching you because you are not talking to them, or they feel like you're isolating yourself from them or ghosting them, or you know, it might be causing them anxiety, and that's why they're watching you. It's weird to say they're watching you, but it, like, stalking you, whatever you want to call it. I feel like you guys are going through something right now, group number 2. And it could be a big part of your transformation to go through this. I think that naturally you're a very sweet and empathetic person. You're very intuitive, and you know, you're very loved, but I think that they're seeing you as being very prideful right now at this point in your life. Like, asking for help somehow makes you weak. And I'm not saying that like you need help, so it's like, why aren't you asking for it? But this is just kind of the why they're stalking you or watching you kind of energy. We have isolation, we have space, and we have ghosts. So you could have ghosted them. You could be trying to isolate yourself from them. You might need space. It could be causing them anxiety, or you guys could have anxiety right now because you're going through something. And you're just trying, I think, like, I see both perspectives. Like, I see that your perspective, you're just trying to tune into your inner peace. You're trying to weave together the crown you deserve. You're trying to paint the sun back into your sky. You're going through something pretty deep, pretty exponential. This is not something that I think can be easily explained to like a friend. I don't even think you guys really understand what you're going through, but they're taking offense to it because maybe they're a little prideful or egotistical. Like, oh, I can help. Like, why doesn't group number 2 think I can help? And you know, it's interesting because I feel like it's a weird misunderstanding. I do think, however, there is positive movement forward, and I do think that sweetness is going to come back into your life on both sides. You know, transformation is a huge part of growth, and I think that what you guys are going through right now is just a new change. We have the Emperor in reverse. It could be that you're not feeling very powerful, you're not in your power, you're not feeling very confident about your path. And with the Fool, I think that you guys are trying to make a change or take a new sort of leap of faith, and the impression that's coming off is that you're running away from your friends or problems, and you're being very confusing. So it's interesting that that's the impression. The extended will be really interesting. It's interesting that's the problem with why your friends are stalking you, or friends and family, because it's not the truth. I think that you guys like just don't want to burden them with your problems. I think you guys are like empaths. You're very empathetic, and you're really sweet people, and what you're going through right now is really heavy. I can't pinpoint it, but I can feel it. And you don't want to talk about it. And I don't think anyone has to do anything they don't want to, especially like when it comes to your friends. I just think your friends could be a little prideful, egotistical, in that like they feel like they're the problem solvers, like they can help. It can also come from a very sweet place as well. It doesn't have to be just that way. It could be that they're, you know, they want to be there for you, they want to help you, that they're intuitively seeing that you're going through some sort of anxiety or something, and that they want to like talk to you or work through it with you. So it is very mixed signals on both sides, honestly. But who is watching you? Your friends. Why? Because they're worried about you is the answer. Let me pull some more oracle here. We have Shark. Take care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. We have Bat. Take care, enemies are working against you. We have that Page of Swords. Someone could be sending you the evil eye. We have angels, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So although maybe some people, and I'm not saying your friends are sending you the evil eye, it could be like an acquaintance or someone who's just jealous. I don't know. Although people might be trying to send you bad energy, you are protected. Like, you do have lots of angels around you. Group number 2. And then we have Cracked Cup, dissatisfaction with life. We have Key, successful outcome to your problem. Scales, keep your life in balance. Rainbow, the most difficult part of the situation is over. Victory in some endeavor with V. And Star, guaranteed success. So you guys are, and we have Wealth, really good. You guys are going through a hump right now, for sure, I'm seeing that. And there is some dissatisfaction with life. But it is what it is. And the fact that some people around you are taking it and running with it as like making it their problem is really sketch. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not sketch, but it's just like, wow, way to take someone else's problem and make it a problem, you know? So I can kind of see why you guys isolate yourself. Like, you feel like you don't really have anyone to lean on and you feel kind of trapped. And again, like, you are going through transformation. Transformations are messy. So you guys are still, you know, trying to navigate this on your own and figure it out. But I do think that through this darkness, you will see the light. You will come forward. You will talk to them again. I think that you guys are trying to rebuild a foundation that might have been broken recently, or something happened and you know, like I said, it called for a change in some sort of way. But yeah, and I think another reason people, your friends, your family are so curious about you is because you're so, I mean, aesthetically beautiful at the same time and usually really put together. So it's like they're extra curious. They want to keep tabs on you, like, oh, and it's interesting. I'm getting such a flip-flop of energy. Maybe you guys can comment down below and help me out with like what I'm picking up on and tell me your story. But it's like, on one hand, I'm getting people that really care, they're really concerned about you. On the other hand, I'm seeing people that kind of praise your downfall. They're kind of like, they want to know what's going on. Like, I don't like the way that this Aries girl's looking at you. I really don't like it. But they praise on your downfall. They're like, oh, group number 2 is finally not doing well. Like, And it's kind of like, it's like, you know how some people want to talk to you to see how you're doing, and other people want to talk to you to see how you're doing because the satisfaction of you not doing well just is an ego boost to them or makes them feel good. It's like that. There's like a huge difference in energy, I think, in that way. So it's half and half. It's very interesting. But I think it's because you guys are warriors. You're so badass usually that it's like, you know, on one hand, your friends care. On the other hand, I would be careful with some insincere friends that don't care, that really don't care. And I think you isolating yourself and getting space from it and being empathetic, you probably are isolating yourself because you know, or you get the vibe that they don't have your best interest at hand. I think one of the biggest tests is like, when you isolate yourself from your friends, who the fuck is really going to be texting you? Like, the real friends, the real ones will double text you. They will care that you're not doing well. They're gonna check up on you. And then the ones who are silent just don't give a fuck about you, honestly. Like, maybe you guys have a different impression, but to me, I think it's very simple. I think that when you have a friend and you can feel they're going through something, it doesn't matter how many times you text them in a row. It's that wanting a response from them to know that they're okay, that makes you a good friend. And then there's other people that are just like not there for you when you need them. So I think that maybe you guys are testing them on purpose, or you're kind of getting those signals and kind of understanding that, or starting to see that in some sort of way. Whew. All right, that's kind of like a mind twist because it's super flip-flopped in energy, but that's really what I'm seeing for you guys. Group number 2. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys wanted to check out my Ascended, that's linked down below. We're going to talk about first impressions versus now. That's linked down below. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you guys in the Extended. Hello, group number 3. Welcome. All right, if you chose this pink lace agate, this is for you. So let's get into it. If you guys missed my intro real quick, The volume is what it is. I'm doing my best. If you want to know why it is what it is, then check out the intro. But in the meantime, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about who is watching you and why. And of course, I've already pre-shuffled your oracle, some of it. I'm going to pull some more oracle, and then we're going to do your tarot. You will have the option to extend. The extension's been pretty fucking juicy, and it's first impression versus now. Dependent on who we pick up in this reading, we're going to talk about their first impression versus now. Whether it's friends, an ex, a group of people, we'll see how this reading navigates the extended, but it should be interesting. All right, let's get into it. So to start, we have number 2, Evil Queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. We have number 3, Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. I wish I had like rose quartz towers like that. That'd be so cool. Okay, 2 and 3. We have growth, hunger, comfort, and trust. I pulled a lot of self-care oracle because I wanted to kind of see maybe what they were watching, or like give some sort of kind of color to who you are and why people would be so curious. We have awaken your authentic self and be true to you. And we have stay away from drama today. We have perseverance, fear, relationships. We have heartache and loss, spiritual strength, solar plexus chakra, and sacrifice. All right, let me make sure we're all in frame. Okay, so I still don't know who, but I can kind of get a feeling as to why people are watching you, group number 3. Let me pull some astrology oracle, and maybe that will help you guys understand who this is, what their sign is. We have Pluto. Someone may be ruled by Scorpio or has that in their chart somewhere. And we have Capricorn. Okay, so it could be any of those signs that are watching you. Let's pull your tarot. Let's figure out who this person is. I kind of get the vibe that this could be an ex, quite literally. You know, group 1 and 2, not the case whatsoever. Did not pick up on any sort of relationship or heartache type thing. And of course, you guys can be drawn to more than one pile. But we have 3 here a lot. 3, 3, 3. You guys might be seeing 3, 3, 3 everywhere. But I'm getting the vibe that this could have been someone you were in a relationship with, or are still in a relationship with. I guess it really depends. So let's see. Who is watching group number 3 and why? We have the Ace of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse. We have the Knave of Wands. We have the 4 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Okay. All right, so I'm getting the vibe that this is not someone you're with, although, you know, maybe like there is someone you're with right now currently as well who is watching you, as a side note. But this reading is not about them. This reading is about someone who is an ex, or someone who misses you in some sort of way, ex-lover or something like that, but they are definitely watching you. And I think they want to talk to you, they want to communicate with you, but they're finding themselves hard-pressed for the words to say, group number 3. The reason they're watching you is because of a lot of different reasons, but number 1, they are still very sexually attracted to you and still miss you very much and feel a little possessive over you for sure. And you have blocked them out in some way, shape, or form, whether that is spiritually or just kind of like staying away from drama. But I feel like you guys have persevered through this heartache loss that this was. I feel like this person is clinging onto you because they are hungry for you and they are holding on to fear, and that fear is that they don't want to lose you. And again, they have this kind of possessiveness about them. Like maybe if we really dig into it, maybe they didn't treat you right, and they didn't treat you right. So obviously you walked away from them, and it's like you deserve sugar, not salt, and you made this sacrifice for your own personal authentic self and being, and you're trying to grow and find comfort and trust in yourself, and you gained all this spiritual strength. But this person's solar plexus is going off for you. I mean, they are still thinking about you all the time. And one of the things that's being highlighted is that they really like your legs. Some of you might be dancers, I'm seeing, or athletes, or you might be just very athletic and toned and beautiful, but they are watching that about you. They definitely feel very attracted to you. And they also kind of, it's like the more you pull away your energy with that Four of Pentacles in reverse, the more they want you. And I feel like it's because there was a lot of comfort with you, and you were probably one of the only people that they trusted, but they somehow fucked that up. So I don't know what happened, but I agree with what you guys are doing. You deserve sugar, not salt. We have throne, position of authority. You guys deserve to sit on your throne, build yourself up. We have marriage. Interesting. So some of you could be married to somebody else, someone new. And that's why this person's extra looking at you. Like what? Their biggest fear is probably you moving on. We have rabbit. I do feel like that's them with the Pluto energy. Pluto is very sexual, too much concern with sexual matters. So they're very clingy to you, to anyone having sex with you. And that's kind of crazy. We have staff. You will be taken care of in a difficult time. And I feel like you were. I feel like, if you are with someone else, you have been taken care of in a very difficult time. You went through a difficult time maybe with this person. Again, I'm just speculating, but they took care of you, and this person is recognizing that, this old person, and they're like, what the heck? We have ring, so marriage again, and we have February, so this person could be born in February that you're with, or you could be born in February. We have broken ring, so there was a parting of romance, and you were the eagle, and you triumphed over the obstacles and troubles. And now there's a new romance, a new marriage for you guys in the cards. And this person's kind of watching you. So why? Because they're jealous. We have vulture. They're like, what? And there also could be some spiritual love here with Lily, some telepathic kind of communication going on as well. But I definitely feel like they've seen you grow. They've seen you shape and mold into your more true, authentic self, and definitely conquer and persevere through this heartache and loss. And they're like, what the fuck? Not that they wanted you to have a downfall, but just, I think they're starting to realize that they fucked up, that you had a lot of love to give, that they kind of destroyed this with the Tower. I mean, this Tower card really resembles the Pluto. I mean, look at the way this guy looks in the fucking Tower card. And then we have Pluto. They're both looking mad at the same thing. So we have the World, which is a really significant thing because it represents coming full circle. It really does. World is such a big, I don't want to get into it, but it's such a beautiful spiritual card in the Major Arcana because it's like you really triumphed through this. Like I kind of mentioned it lightly with the eagle, but like you did. Like this was a really difficult thing that you went through, and now, bye honey. Honey's in the past and is watching you with someone else making out all over IG or whatever is going on. You probably have kids or you're gonna have kids with them. And they're just really jealous and mad that they lost that. They're like, wow, I really fucked that up. So I'm just getting this vibe that the person watching you is an ex, group number 3, and they are really sour about your ability to grow and persevere through this, which is like tough shit. And it's interesting vibe because it's not like they didn't want you to persevere through it, but I think it's just like they're finally having this Tower moment and this realization that they still really want you, and that you were really, they never had true comfort and true trust like they did with you, and that you guys really did have a good thing going on. But I think they're starting to feel really guilty for like the fact that they It's like they're going through the heartache and loss now. That's what's happening. It's like, that's why they're watching you, is because they're having this heartache and loss. So I definitely am saying that. Group number 3, we're going to move into the extended. The extended is going to be their first impression versus now, which should be really interesting. And I am picking up on a lot of sexual stuff here, so this is going to be very interesting. That is linked down below. In the meantime, however, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the extended.